In this lesson, we will talk about soil and ecosystem services and why they are important for our well-being and quality of life. We will also look at which tools urban planning can use to ensure a more sustainable design for cities. Although cities occupy only 3% of the Earth's surface, they consume nearly 80% of the world's primary energy and produce about 70% of greenhouse gas emissions. But above all, they are responsible for consuming over 75% of the planet's natural resources. Cities will become increasingly populated. According to UN projections, by 2050, nearly 70% of the world's population will live in urban areas. This growth process will lead to further consumption of natural resources, particularly soil. The ongoing processes of urbanization risk making the effects of climate change in cities unsustainable, intense, and increasingly frequent, causing issues related to the heat island effect, air pollution, water management, and disasters caused by flooding. So, how can cities become more sustainable places? First of all, it is necessary to understand the value of soil and recognize it as a common good. Soil is in fact a finite and non-renewable resource. It performs essential functions for human life. A quarter of our planet's biodiversity resides in the soil. We live surrounded by soil. It is a fundamental element of our landscape and the physical support of our lives. We don't notice it, but every day it's beneath our feet. We walk on it, and it provides us with a huge number of diverse and free benefits that allow us to live well in a healthy environment. These benefits are ecosystem services, services that include the production of food and raw materials, climate regulation, carbon capture and storage, erosion control, protection and mitigation of extreme hydrological events, and finally, important recreational, experiential, perceptual, and landscape-related benefits that are essential for our well-being and our physical and mental health. Why is soil an increasingly at-risk resource? There are various human activities that impact soil functions, potentially compromising its biophysical qualities, and with that, the ability to provide all those important benefits that humanity needs in order to live in a state of well-being. Among these are soil consumption and sealing, meaning all those processes of transformation and covering of natural, semi-natural, or agricultural soils due to the construction of permanent structures, such as housing, industries, roads, and parking lots, which lead to a loss and irreversible alteration of the functions performed by the soil. Between 2000 and 2018, over 18,000 square kilometers of soil were consumed in Europe, an area slightly smaller than Slovenia. While in Italy, in the past year, it is estimated that urbanization and soil sealing processes have consumed soil at a rate of about 20 hectares per day. What threatens the soil? Various activities that cause significant impacts, such as intensive farming practices, deforestation, contamination, but also land take and soil sealing. The latter are among the most impactful causes of degradation. For this reason as well, in recent years, the issue of land take and soil sealing has received particular attention from the scientific community, institutions, and also from environmental policies. Land take is a process linked to urban expansion and infrastructure development, and therefore closely connected to spatial planning.
So, what can be done to reduce the impact of cities and promote a sustainable use of land? First and foremost, it is necessary to reduce land take to zero, placing urban regeneration at the heart of the contemporary city project, that is, a strategy of intervention on the existing city aimed at creating new environmental, energy, and social quality. Therefore, a city project that meets housing needs without consuming agricultural or natural soil, but by intervening where the city is already built and sealed.
A project that focuses on widespread regeneration of the built environment, of abandoned, degraded and underused areas, to create new green spaces and permeable soils, also by using de-sealing interventions, that is, the removal of artificial coverings such as asphalt and concrete from the ground.
These interventions are necessary to create ecological and environmental connections within the city. Bringing spaces of nature and biodiversity back into the places of our daily lives, preserving and restoring wherever possible those ecosystem services that are essential for the quality of our lives. What strategies and tools can be useful for designing the contemporary city? To build an ecological and climate-resilient city, to eliminate land take and reduce the environmental impact of cities. It is therefore essential to rethink traditional urban planning paradigms through the use of new strategies and the experimentation with new planning and design tools. In this sense, green and blue infrastructures play a fundamental role in ecological, urban, and territorial planning. Multiscalar networks of natural and semi-natural areas made up of open spaces and water systems that connect the city to natural and rural territories. Networks that perform different environmental and ecological functions capable of offering multiple benefits to the quality of our lives. To design green and blue infrastructures, we need innovative design solutions capable of addressing the major environmental challenges of the city, drawing inspiration from natural processes. The so-called nature-based solutions include parks, woods, wildflower meadows, tree-lined avenues, green roofs and walls, but also allotments, shared gardens, streams, canals, wetlands, and rain gardens. A series of interventions that create urban biodiversity, help regulate the microclimate, and transform the city into a sponge capable of absorbing heavy rainfall, thus reducing the risk of flooding. Interventions that improve air quality, but also encourage social and recreational activities for its residents. So, these are solutions that combine actions of maintenance, increase, and restoration of urban ecosystems, creating a city that is sustainable from an environmental, social, and also economic point of view. In fact, NBS cost on average half as much as artificial technical solutions and offer almost 30% more of those benefits that are essential for the environment and for people.